Hello and welcome to the Marketing Strategy Case Analysis of Kingsford Charcoal presented by Team Money Back Guarantee. Team members include Erica Armstrong, Brandon McGuire, and Sarah Beth Yoder. I'll be your narrator for the presentation and my name is Sean Anderson. Okay, throughout this presentation we'll be asking a few questions. Number one, what is your action plan? For example, what should the brand managers propose with respect to the 4 Ps? Number two, how did Clorox get itself into its present situation? Number three, describe the consumer market for grilling and what is grilling all about, why do people grill, why do some prefer charcoal over gas grilling? Number four, what are the relevant category definitions and what is your recommended marketing objective and primary competitive focus for each group? Number five, what is your overall recommendation? Addressing question number one, which is what is your action plan, we have Kingsford Charcoal's 4 Ps action plan. And the product characteristics of Kingsford Charcoal is it has a distinctive taste and durability, and it should be emphasized. Kingsford Charcoal lasts longer than competitors' charcoal, and consumers consistently prefer it to gas-grilled foods. The scientific proof of these characteristics should be prominent in our plan. Place. Prominent placing is huge in Kingsford's marketing mix. Not only should Kingsford's charcoal be on aisle end caps, they should also be featured in home improvement and backyard stores and be located beside the frozen meat section and near grills or patio setups to encourage impulse buys. Promotion. Kingsford needs to associate its product with quality taste and backyard relaxation with family. Promotion should also educate audiences about how long Kingsford's charcoal lasts compared to competitors and differences in charcoals and gas grill tastes. Price. Kingsford's price increase, if any, should be lower than its competitors, or it should refrain from increasing price and instead focus on ways to cut costs to keep prices low. Proper marketing should keep Kingsford's price increases from being necessary. It's a higher quality product than competitors. Secondly, we'll address the question of how did Clorox get itself into its present situation? Well, we'll begin with the history of Kingsford Charcoal and where it came from. Kingsford Charcoal was a secondary product created by Clorox, and which Clorox was founded in 1913 under the name Electro-Alkaline Company. The company specialized in making liquid bleach, and in 1969, following antitrust litigation, the Clorox company became an autonomous company and began expanding into specialty household products, Kingsford Charcoal being a direct result of that. Some lessons for Kingsford which they can learn from the establishment of Clorox bleach and the diversification from Clorox into specialty household products. Kingsford Charcoal should pay attention to the success of its creator, being Clorox, and therefore possibly become its own autonomous company. Clorox was effective with designated brand managers which focused on understanding the consumer, developing advertising, creating short-term forecasts, and helping with sales promotions. Perhaps Kingsford has something to learn from that, for example, creating categorical managers to handle each of the different Kingsford Charcoal categories. A little later, in the end of the 90s, beginning of the 2000s, we begin to see Kingsford's decline in success. Charcoal sales growth started to decline from 1998 to 2000, seeing a 2% loss, down from 4%. In 2000, gas grill shipments grew by 8%. So we see gas grills being charcoal grills' competitor, and their sales are beginning to rise as charcoal grills are beginning to decline. Kingsford reduced its advertising from $6 million a year in 1998 to just over $1 million in 2000. And this is something that really hurt Kingsford Charcoal, and we're going to take a look at an advertisement on the radio, which was a direct result from them reducing their advertising spending. Meanwhile, gas grilling increased its advertising from $4 million in 1998 to $10 million in 2000. So let's go ahead and take a look at that advertisement by Kingsford Charcoal right at the beginning of 2000.
You know how Raiders of the Lost Ark starts out with a tremendously exciting action sequence and then throughout the movie keeps piling on the thrills? That's what this commercial is like. Except it begins horribly, and then, astonishingly, gets worse and worse.
Don't worry, Sausage. That charcoal won't light fast.
Look, Burger, here comes the match.
Whoa. Trust me, it won't last long. It'll be out before you know it. Wait, what does it say on that bag?
Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal.
Kingsford Matchlight?
Oh, we're doomed! No!
Ow! It burns! Blow with me, Sausage, blow! Wait, someone's coming. Flip me over, please! Flip me over! Whew. What a relief. Sausage, what are you doing?
Come on, Burger, do it with me. It's the rain dance.
Sorry, guys. Kingsford Matchlight Charcoal simply burns longer than other charcoal brands. Way longer. So your cookout can keep going. And it lights instantly, too. Kingsford Matchlight. Slow down and grill.
Here come the hot dogs. Good luck, guy.
Advertising intersects common human experience. When is the last time you encountered a talking hamburger and or a talking sausage? How effectively does that little scenario connect with your life? And a talking hamburger? How original! If that commercial was created by an ad agency, and not, as I dearly hope, by a precocious 7-year-old child who has been allowed to watch Mad Men on television, now I will reveal a closely guarded trade secret. That's a national branding adaptation of an inane, cliched, paint-by-numbers blueprint long used by people who never should be allowed near a radio commercial. Radio is a visual medium, and successful radio advertising paints pictures of the results promised by the product or service. Maybe you pictured a talking hamburger. Perhaps you envisioned a talking sausage. But you didn't picture food grilling on your barbecue, smoke gently wafting toward your hungry guests who are delighted by the aromas. Next, a rain dance? A rain dance? That comedic climax is so lame, so mind-bogglingly stupid that my most scornful invective couldn't begin to do it justice. I mean, a rain dance? But here is what puts this commercial in the Hall of Shame. I heard that spot in Los Angeles. Here's a special note to the guy from New England who wrote this commercial. In this part of the country, in fact in most parts of the United States, we don't have cookouts. We have barbecues. Among the many things you apparently never learned about radio advertising was that you should speak the language your target audience speaks. If Californians have barbecues, why would you talk to them about their cookouts? Okay, fine. The inexperienced entry-level copywriter who wasted Kingsford's advertising dollars didn't know that cookout is a regional colloquialism unheard of west of the Mississippi River. After all, you don't know what you don't know. But not a single person down the line knew and cared enough to say, guys, no one here says cookouts. Nobody's even heard that term around here. I've got an idea. Let's all get together and do a rain dance. Maybe the resulting storm will drown out this 60-second audio embarrassment. I'm Dan O'Day. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
So from that advertisement we can see Kingsford Charcoal's advertising dollars were not being spent very well, judging by the quality of that commercial. It's very poor. Some other factors that went into the decline of charcoal grilling were the weather patterns between 1999 and 2000. Data showed that precipitation was higher between 1999 and 2000, coupled with lower temperatures, and this affected the grilling industry as a whole, not only charcoal grills, but it certainly didn't help anything. Alright, next we're going to talk about question number 3, and we're going to describe the consumer market for grilling. Here we also see some consumer behavior coming into play, and we look at the mental and emotional process and the physical activities people engage in when they select products. So with that being said, we ask ourselves, what is grilling all about? Well, grilling is about providing an enjoyable social experience and break from the usual dining experience. People grill when the weather is nice and there are many mouths to feed. Grilling satisfies a social need and physical need. The social need is to be around others, and the physical need is to be nourished. So again, we go back to that consumer behavior and fulfilling those needs. Why do people grill? Common reasons for grilling or barbecuing include great flavor, desire to be outdoors, hanging out with family and friends, change of pace, easy cleanup, and informality. Also, we see behavioral segmentation in terms of usage situation segmentation. For example, charcoal is marketed more during the summer and into the fall, especially for football season, where grilling is at an annual high in Morgantown. Next, we ask ourselves, why do some people prefer charcoal over gas grilling? People prefer charcoal over gas grilling for two main reasons. One, the hands-on experience, and two, for the flavor imparted to the food. Also, for the convenience of mobility. For example, gas grills are a little more cumbersome and heavy and not as portable as charcoal grills. And so those are some other reasons that could go into why people prefer charcoal over gas. We also look at some more consumer needs here. You see some individual difference variables coming into play. For example, personality segmentation is something that Kingsford Charcoal should look into as far as market research. And let's see, gas grills, so this is something that could be said by the gas grill industry, that gas grills save some embarrassment of cooking food improperly or not lighting properly. However, Kingsford could market their matchlight product to debunk gas grills' claims. And I say that gas grills save some embarrassment of cooking food improperly or not lighting properly just as an example of personality segmentation. For example, you wouldn't want to go to a barbecue and throw a match on your coals and they not light, and then you look like you don't know what you're doing. Therefore, gas grills offer a little bit more security in grilling and kind of light the first time. But like I said, however, Kingsford could market their matchlight product to debunk those claims. Next, we'll talk about question 4, which says, what are the relevant category definitions and what is your recommended marketing objective and primary competitive focus for each group? Here we begin to talk about relevant category definitions, and not only are the next few slides relevant to category definitions, they're also relevant to the marketing definition of exchange and communicating values to the customers. The first one we'll talk about is pricing, and for most consumers, price is the most important factor that goes into the decision-making process. So, pricing. Private label brands typically sell at a 25 to 30% discount to Kingsford, with Royal Oak being typically priced between the two. Kingsford market share increased by 2.4% in 2000 due to keeping current prices static, while competitors increased their prices approximately by 10% in 1999. It would be advantageous for Kingsford to increase price to maximize profits, however, they could lose their competitive advantage. Would price increase drive consumers to purchase other brands, or would retailers pull back on merchandising support? Next, we look at advertising. And in advertising, the decision-making process is assisted with advertising. And this is where Kingsford really relies on store displays to spur these last-minute grilling decisions and the decision to purchase Kingsford charcoal. So Kingsford should be spending at least $7 million during peak grilling season from April to September, and current forecast is under $1 million annually. And as we saw before, this is something that really sunk their sales and their overall market dominance, was scaling back on their advertising. Secondly, other charcoal brands are no longer the only competition, as where gas grills are now part of the competition. Continue recognition as a premium brand to maintain market share. Due to the demand shift to gas grilling, Kingsford must effectively communicate the benefits of charcoal grilling. Blind taste tests significantly proved 2 to 1 that consumers prefer the taste of charcoal grilled compared to gas grilled foods due to the smoky flavor it provides. Next, we look at promotion. In promotion, we focus on store-based promotions with aisle displays to drive impulse buying. And this, again, goes back to advertising and the store displays that really kick in those last-minute impulse buys. We also want to show store owners that Kingsford brand users tend to spend 30% more time in the store, therefore seeing benefits of promoting our brand. And that time could, translate to more things sold and more sales dollars for the stores selling the Kingsford charcoal. It would also increase charcoal consumption by sponsoring grilling events, partnering up with Pepsi and some other big name products, and pair Kingsford with those products to increase Kingsford charcoal sales. Another promotion would be to convince owners to carry only Kingsford and private label to protect store profits. Lastly, dealing with relevant category definitions, we look at production and capacity. Currently, we're operating 5 plants in the U.S. at 80% of total capacity. Managers don't foresee a supply issue unless volume grows more than 5% on a consecutive annual basis. Statistics don't justify expanding with current products. A new facility can cost approximately $50 million with 5 years of planning, and that's extremely costly and probably not feasible. Approaching competitors or offshore options are available. Some plants aren't expandable, mostly due to environmental regulations. And finally, we come to question 5, which is, what is your overall recommendation? Well, our recommendations for Kingsford charcoal are: 1. Marketing Kingsford charcoal for hybrid charcoal and gas grills, emphasizing that consumers can still get the authentic Kingsford smoky taste while using a more convenient gas grill. 2. Utilize direct marketing and welcome packets for apartment consumers. Due to the restrictions placed in contracts that charcoal grills are prohibited on apartment patios, consumers are inclined to purchase gas grills. Therefore, we engage the consumers with Kingsford by providing coupons that are hard to pass up and encourage the product to be used in the common grill areas of the complex. 3. Emphasize consumer preference for charcoal in taste and for the ultimate grilling experience. 4. Place Kingsford charcoal on aisle end caps near frozen meat sections, home improvement and backyard stores, and stores for tailgating enthusiasts. 5. Expand the season for grilling in places where the weather is always nice. Use a geographic approach to target places like California and Florida. 6. Use social media to help refuel the fire between charcoal and grilling. For example, Kingsford could come up with a grill dance involving charcoal grilling and post it on YouTube. Another example could be that Kingsford could have its coal used in a video with Will Ferrell or Andy Samberg, for example, that has potential to go viral. The video does not need to be a promotion for Kingsford, just their strategic placement of Kingsford charcoal next to someone in the video grilling will help garner recognition and have viewers realize charcoal grilling is not a thing of the past. For example, Ciroc Vodka had great success with this when they used P. Diddy in their advertisement, sitting in a chair drinking their vodka. This helped Ciroc sales in nightclubs and bars across the country because consumers assimilate themselves with the celebrity endorsing the product and therefore want to be like the celebrity. So celebrity endorsements are always a good idea and certainly a recommendation that we have for Kingsford. So we want to thank you for listening to our presentation of Kingsford charcoal, and we will now open it up to any questions you may have, and we thank you very much.